Well, hello there. Welcome back to the two-stroke turbo channel. Welcome back to a lot of odd cars that you guys seem to really like. We're working on some weird stuff today. What are we working on? We're working on our own personal car. What is this? I think it's a 54 Nash. It has been dubbed the No Frills Nash, and we've suffered a startup problem. About 2 months ago, I went to go start it up, move it around the shop lot, and there was a terrible clang and bang, and it was running rough, like on 4 cylinders, maybe less, I don't know. Really strange because it's been running fine. So I've got the oil pan just hanging down here. I got the steering disconnected so I can get the oil pan down. I want to take a peek up in there. I haven't looked yet. You guys are going to come along this journey with me. I forgot to mention I compression tested the engine, and the rear cylinder, the number 6 cylinder toward the firewall, was 30 pounds, I think. So let's take a look. Let's see what we got up in here. I'm a little worried because could be opening up a whole can of worms. Actually, doesn't look too bad. But let's get the oil pan down, shall we? Oh, what a mess that is. That doesn't look too bad in there. There's some grit. For an engine that does not have an oil filter, it actually doesn't look too bad. I'm looking up in the cylinders. I'm looking at the oil pump drive. Has this been rebuilt? Well, it actually doesn't look too bad. Cylinder wall, I gotta get this crank journal down so I can look up. That's the cylinder that's bad, is the rear one. So let's do that. It doesn't look too bad. Actually, it looks pretty darn clean. I'm impressed. But what happened? How come we only have 30 pounds of compression in our rear cylinder? Let's figure this out. All right, thanks for tuning back in to the two-stroke turbo channel. As you guys are aware, our beloved No Frills Nash has suffered a malady on startup, and I think I've got some answers now. So I've got the cylinder head off. It is a 196 cubic inch 6-cylinder with the flathead, so it's 80 horsepower. And the head gasket I replaced a couple years ago. That actually looks pretty good. It delambed a little bit when I pulled it off, but overall that looks good. If you'll notice, this is number 6 cylinder. See the difference? It's super clean. Why it's so clean, I'm not sure. That's right where the piston would be. Something cleaned it. It wasn't me. But if you look here in the engine compartment, we've got cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And look at 6. It doesn't look so good. It's kind of exactly what I expected. I don't know what happened. If the piston expanded, it's got a chunk out of the back corner, and then it's got a crack to the center, and that's starting to chip away. So it's expanding or grabbing, but there's no cylinder wall damage, which is great. I don't know. I got to put some new pistons in it. I think I got to put 2 pistons in it. I'm going to check the valves too, make sure they're sealing. If I recall, I had low compression on the outer cylinder, so this was like 80, 90, 125, 80, and then 30 if I recall. So I don't know if I can set these valves. I think I can. I want to check them. I want good compression. I'd like to have 125 on each hole, but I'll never get that with that. And I suspected that because once I heard the clanking noise and it was running really, really rough, the clanking noise went away, which I think is that piece of piston probably went out the exhaust valve, and then it was running smoother, but it was huffing out the oil fill, puffing like it's never had blow-by before, so it does now. So I don't know if I can buy a piston, a whole new set. I don't know. I got to delve into that. But for Nash, No Frills Nash is under the knife, and the head is on the floor. All right. Well, get her fixed somehow. Okay, so two-stroke turbo fans, you're in for a treat. We have got our Nash 196 flathead engine apart. You'll notice there's no piston down in that hole. I went a little further, I removed it. I am happy to say the bore looks great. The engine looks like it was rebuilt, which surprises me. I had no idea. But I think the pistons are too tight. I would have never guessed that, but I haven't measured them yet, but that's what I think. Let's take a look at the carnage here. So the rod bearings look great. Haven't checked the main bearings. This is the piston that was in the hole. You can see the rings are shattered. It's cracked in a couple different spots. Can you see that crack right through there? It's also cracked there. I think what happened is that it was too tight. This chunked off. It got into the combustion chamber. That piece was dislodged and it created this crack, which then broke all my rings, and that was causing the rough running. The rod doesn't look bent. I got to check it. It's the strangest thing. It's got a bolt that goes through the small end to hold to the wrist pin. Never seen that before. But it is a full floater on the piston. I should say on the piston only, not the rod. And it says Nash right there. I'm just happy that the bore is not all screwed up, but the piston definitely is. So here we go. Try to find a set of Nash pistons might be difficult, but I need to see if this is oversized or what. Poor Nash. Not only are you no frills, you're broken. We'll fix you up. We'll make you feel better soon. Don't you worry.